Awaken to hair growth. Awaken to hair growth because there is possibility to get your hair back. Awaken to hair growth because we're not told that we're able to conquer and overcome alopecia. Awaken to hair growth because I want to be a positive light and beacon for you because I've healed my alopecia and now I help others do the same with different types of alopecia, men, women, children of all ages, of all races and ethnicities. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Alopecia Angel podcast, Awaken to Hair Growth. And today we are going to talk about blind spots. Blind spots are numerous. Blind spots trip everyone up. Just to reiterate, what is a blind spot? A blind spot is something that is holding you back, that unknowingly or knowingly is good for you or not good for you. More than likely, it's unknowingly. More than likely, it's a hidden trigger that's holding you back from reaching your full potential with hair growth. Blind spots are ubiquitous. They're everywhere. They're in relationships. They're in work. They're in while you're driving, right? In episode 1, I gave the analogy of you're on the highway, you're in the car, you look to your right, you think it's clear, you want to go into the right lane and boom, all of a sudden there's a car there. That's because you didn't see it. You didn't see it. The mirrors weren't super helpful. And so you didn't see it and maybe you avoided it, that car crash, or maybe you actually hit the car. But either way, it's a blind spot. In terms of alopecia, there are numerous types of blind spots. And this is why you're taking so long in growing your hair. I promise you. And this is also why I have clients who are personal trainers, who are nutritionists, dietitians, who are nurses, who are physical therapists, anyone and anyone who you think might have their health and wellness in order, or who might know everything about hair, even hairdressers. I have clients who have alopecia who are hairdressers. Imagine that dichotomy right there. They're in the hair industry. They do this for a living, and yet they are the ones who also get alopecia. Granted, alopecia does not discriminate. It really doesn't. It can affect men, women, and children of all ages and races. And yes, I've helped men, women, and children of all ages and races all over the world. I'm really proud of that because personally, when I was going through my whole alopecia journey of trying to figure this out and trying to understand and get information, I didn't find it openly and available. I didn't find it. I had to really become an investigative researcher. I had to become like a scavenger. I speak 3 languages. For those of you who don't know, I speak Spanish, Portuguese, and English fluently. And I looked in every language. I looked for the answers in every language and I couldn't find it. And it's finally come together. And this is why I'm on a mission to help more people, because it's not easily found in English. It's not easily found in Spanish or in Portuguese. So yes, we need to make this more available. So in any case, going back to blind spots will keep you from not succeeding in hair growth, from not reaching your full potential. This is why maybe sometimes people give up. And if you're really driven and really adamant about wanting your hair back, you need to understand that blind spots more than likely cannot be achieved by you alone. More than likely, you need an expert eye. And how do we obtain that expert eye? I consider myself an expert, and I also consider myself the light that allows you to see your blind spots. So I have a program where people have an evaluation with me and I give them recommendations. I also talk about certain key factors in that big puzzle that we call alopecia, with all those different puzzle pieces. And I talk about their blind spots because I can see it very easily. And if I need to dig more, then I start asking more questions. This is how you can see the blind spots. And taking these things in consideration are things that no other person has helped me see. And even myself, I thought I was doing everything right. I thought I was eating well and drinking well and sleeping well and yada, yada. And I still got alopecia. Many of you don't know this, but when I got alopecia, I was also at my fittest. I was at my ideal weight. I was seeing a personal trainer 3 times a week. I was running every day. I was super fit, super tan, and just at peak condition. I even enrolled into a triathlon. And yeah, like I was in peak condition. I've always been somewhat in the health and wellness industry. I have yoga and Pilates certifications and this type of thing, but health and wellness was always like a big thing for me. I understand when I have those clients who are the personal trainers, who are the nutritionists, who are the educators, who are dietitians, who are registered nurses. And they're like, I have this education, I have that education, and I still have alopecia and I still can't figure this out. Simple. You have blind spots. and you need to figure them out or else they're going to hold you back. They're going to hold you back like shackles. And this is, again, part of the mystery, so to speak, quote unquote mystery of why people say there's no cure for alopecia. First off, there is healing alopecia. And yes, you can reverse this. I'm proof right here. You can see my big hair. So yes, you can. And then you can also see on my website all the success stories from parents, from adults who have seen hair growth in less time. That's the key factor. I don't want to wait another 3 years to get hair growth. I want it now. And so that's what my program helps you to do, where 90% see hair growth in less than 2 months. That's huge. That's a big jump. That's a big catapulting you into success. But you can't see success unless you have those blind spots or unless you're very self-aware. And being self-aware is hard, is really hard, especially because you're so close, you're so intimate with alopecia that it's hard to step away from it and be able to see and diagnose yourself unbiasedly. Now, I think also that my blind spots hindered me and allowed me to prolong my healing progress. So had I done my own program, had I seen my blind spots earlier, I wouldn't have taken three years to really heal it and get this going. But it took me 3 years to finally see just a little bit of hair growth, just a little bit, imagine. And from there, it just took off. But it took me 3 years to finally see hair growth. I don't want to be ungrateful about seeing a little bit of hair growth, but I want more hair growth. I want all those bald spots covered. I want to feel like I have a nice thick ponytail. I want my hair back. And I know you do too. So if you think you've tried everything, if you think you've done it all, if you think your education trumps anything else that's out there, I'd say first, step back. Second, look to someone who can evaluate you, who can give you a discerning eye so you can see what blind spots you have, because more than likely it is a blind spot that's holding you back. And I will say for all those that are in the health and wellness industry, all of you clients, past, previous, and future, that are personal trainers, that are nurses, that are nutritionists, dietitians, etc. A lot of times the education isn't precise. It's not fitted for someone with alopecia. So if you think you've done it all, I can guarantee you haven't. And you know how I can guarantee you? It's because A, you haven't done my program, and B, you don't see any hair growth. So both of those go together. Hair growth and my program go together, first and foremost. And second, if you haven't done the program and you still don't see hair growth, you're wasting your time. You can spend more time trying to be self-aware, trying to find out these blind spots, but it'd be a lot quicker if you get that consultation, if you look at having someone evaluate you and your situation. I'll say it up front, I'm not a doctor. However, I am driven because this situation of losing my hair was my situation. It hit home and I didn't want to go bald. I didn't want to lose my hair. And because I was so driven and I knew that I could heal my hair, I made it my job to find out and understand hair growth from the inside out and from the outside in. So frontwards, backward, and every other way. And then now with having so many success stories with over hundreds of clients all over the world, I'm so confident that your situation is not uncommon. Your situation is very common. And a lot of times it's those blind spots. So instead of elongating the waiting game, instead of taking longer to get to hair growth and healing and health, there's a way for you to shortcut that. And that's to really get to the meat and potatoes of those blind spots and to rectify that. Once you address the blind spots, then it's just like all that hair growth starts coming. And it's amazing what happens when those blind spots are addressed. It really is, because that's a game changer. It's a game changer because then A, again, you don't fear alopecia coming back, but then B, as you can see here, the hair is there, it remains there, and you're good to go. And as long as you keep the education in the back of your head, it can't touch you anymore. Alopecia is something that will be part of the past. It's pretty incredible what we can do and how we can heal. Unfortunately, healthcare has got it wrong. The doctors have it wrong and conventional medicine has it wrong. Definitely. It's something that we need to be taught. It's something that we need to understand on how to truly support ourselves. I give you those keys to success. So don't let more time run just because something's holding you back. Many times we don't know what we know until we know, right? And so this is part of the process. And many times it's those big aha moments that, oh, wow, this is holding me back or that's holding me back that we didn't know. So I invite you to become more self-aware, but then I also invite you to grab a consultation. I also invite you to get that evaluation because that's needed. If you don't know what's holding you back, then how are you able to heal? How are you able to achieve hair growth? You don't know until you know. Thank you for listening to the Alopecia Angel podcast, a positive light in healing alopecia. You can do this and we can help. Spread the word that reversing alopecia is possible by telling your friends and family.